Hi, thanks for joining me again. This is Struggling to Whistle, and this vlog is on suicide. I'm going to start this vlog by taking you back 4.5 years to when I took a very significant overdose and very nearly succeeded in ending my life. A lot of it is very blurred due to the medications and not actually being conscious. But I can tell you the lead up, I decided that it was the most feasible option to rid everybody of the burden of myself and my problems, and I took an awful lot of tablets that really should have killed me. I was found blue and unresponsive. When they revived me, I started having seizures, and I was put in a medically induced coma at the hospital until they figured out what I'd taken and what steps they had to take. They took those steps and informed my parents that I would come round, and I didn't. So they then told my parents to say goodbye because they didn't think I was coming back. Obviously I did come back, and it's that moment that really sticks in my mind. The look on my mum, my dad, my brother's faces, the hurt and the relief mixed together. It just awful. And I kind of promised myself that I would never do that to them again. But it's not a real promise, because you can't promise that, because it's not the rational part of your brain that makes that decision. It's the illness within you that makes you make that decision. And for those of you watching that think suicide is the easy way out, it's the coward's way out, I disagree. Wholeheartedly disagree. That decision to end my life was not taken lightly. It was not an easy decision to make. It was not an easy thing to do. And there's no guilt that should be attached to that. You feel guilty, I feel guilty every day, but there's no guilt really that should be attached to it. It wasn't a decision about anybody else. It wasn't about my mum and dad or my brother or my friends. It wasn't about them. It was about me in that crucial moment, and it was the most feasible option. The reason I'm discussing my suicide attempt and suicide in general is because obviously this vlog is about mental health, and I suppose that was the turning point for myself in receiving the help I needed to avoid such things. Up to that point I had kept it to myself, had limited interaction from my doctors, and really wasn't on any substantial medication to combat my bipolar. It was only after I did that that they really diagnosed my bipolar and started treating me accordingly. Another reason I'm discussing this is that suicide rates are on the rise, and suicide is completely unbiased. It affects literally all age groups, all ethnicities, all religions, all cultures. It doesn't matter whether you're rich, poor, got children, no children. It really doesn't matter. And that is the reason for this vlog. It's to raise awareness, and it's to be a little bit of a lifeline to those of you out there that are on that edge, in that moment where you are deciding whether to kill yourself or not. So if you're watching this, I'm really proud of you, and I don't mean that in a condescending way, because obviously I don't know you personally. I mean it in a completely genuine way. Part of you, just a little part of you, wants to live, and for that I am proud. I want you to live. More than that, I want you to want to live. And that's the new direction that this vlog may take. I'm going to introduce different techniques that you can use to help you cope in your most desperate of times. But for this particular vlog, I'm just going to be there on the brink that you are making that decision. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that everything's going to be okay or things will work out as you want them to, because I don't know if they're going to be okay, and I don't know if things are going to work out how you want them to. But what I can say is that I'm here, I'm listening, and I completely understand your feelings. So let's just take things 1 minute at a time. You are important. You might not know it, you might not feel it, but you are important to somebody. If you disappeared off the face of the planet, you would impact somebody's life in a very real way. You are not a burden, nor will you ever be, to those that love and care for you. If people call you a burden, then they're not the kind of people you want in your life. They're not the kind of people that deserve your time or energy. You are strong, despite how you're feeling right this second. If you're on the brink of taking those tablets or whatever you're going to do to harm yourself, remember that you are strong. Okay? You're not faking it, you're not doing it for attention. I completely validate your feelings because I felt them. I feel them. I often sink into that darkness of desperation and hopelessness. Okay, but it's my past experience that pulls me out. Though I can't promise that I will never do it again, because it's not a rational decision. Those looks on my parents' faces is what pulls me back out. So if you're still watching, you're doing so well. Keep watching. Keep holding on. Just keep going, minute by minute. I'm not going to tell you that things could be worse, or compare you to somebody else, or compare your feelings to mine. This is not a competition, and comparing you and telling you things could be worse is really, really not helpful. It just makes you feel like crap, basically, and you already feel like that, so let's not do that. Your feelings are your own, and they are perfectly okay. Okay? You're not a bad person for having them. Some people say that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I call that bollocks. Okay? Not all problems are temporary. My problems are not temporary. Yes, suicide is a very permanent solution, should you succeed, but there is nowhere that says your problems are temporary. In fact, for most people, their problems are ongoing, to say the least. So don't let people make you feel small or less of a person because you have so many problems. Do not let them say you're too young to have these problems, etc., etc. It's a load of bollocks. You have the feelings that you have the problems that you have, and it's how you address them that matters, not how old you are when you have them. It's not a one size fits all. This treatment that you need is not one size fits all. It should never be treated like that. Unfortunately, the NHS does treat it like that, but it's not that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you establish some coping mechanisms that can help you throughout your struggles and hopefully help you to avoid the suicide attempt. I'm not going to push therapy and medication on you, because in this precise moment, when you're in that period of complete desperation and hopelessness, it's really not going to help you when somebody goes, I'll go to therapy. In fact, it's going to lead you to further frustration and excessive anxiety because you're not receiving that help and you need it right this second. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. Plus, therapy and medication doesn't work for everybody, and it's not always necessary. There are countless stories out there of people that have been put on medication that just leaves them feeling like a zombie, where they don't feel anything at all. And I'd hate to be the person that pushes you into that. Okay, only a professional that meets you can actually decide that, and yourself, obviously. What works for you is what works for you. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to remind you just how amazing you are, how far you've come despite your struggles. I mean, you've been watching this video, that isn't that short. And that's amazing. You have come so far. You might have scars, but you have survived. You've proved all those people wrong that didn't think you could do it. And you've done it in such an amazing way. You really, really should be proud of yourself. You also have a purpose. You are needed. Now, whether you've met that person yet or not, you are needed to somebody. Your life makes an impact on somebody else's. Okay, and that's worth sticking around for. If not for you, for them. This video is just the start of overcoming those thoughts of suicide. If you are still struggling and you don't feel like reaching out to friends, family, professionals, then please just wait. Okay? That minute that you wait, those 15 minutes that you wait, the day that you wait, will help those feelings of desperation disappear. Take it from personal experience. If I had waited on that day 4 years ago, I might not have done what I did. Okay? I can't tell you why I didn't reach out to people, but I didn't wait. I got that feeling that suicide was the only option, and I ran with it because it solved my problems there and then. If I'd just waited, maybe those feelings would have subsided and a little bit of hope would have come in. So if you really can't reach out to someone, please, please wait. Wait as long as you can. Watch the clock if you have to, but please wait. Even if you watch one of your favourite TV shows, however long that is, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you can wait 45 minutes. This feeling of despair didn't just come upon you. You've been struggling for a while. So 45 minutes isn't anything to wait. But wait, please wait. Because you are loved. You might not feel it, you might not know it at all, but you are loved. Okay, you're an amazing person. Again, don't know you personally, but people are amazing and you are definitely loved. Finally, reach out. I know I just said if you can't reach out, but you really need to. Okay, in that moment of desperation, please reach out. It doesn't have to be to family members or even friends. It can be to complete strangers. There's the Samaritans. They have an email service as well. If you don't really feel like talking, you can email them and they will get back to you. They will be there for you. They won't judge you. That's not what they're there for. You've also got your GP, or if you're already under a psychiatrist, you've got them as well. You've also got a crisis team. Whatever area you live in, there will be a crisis team that you can call and tell them what's going on. Or you can reach out to me. I will include my details in the comments of this video. If you can't reach out to anyone else, please reach out to me. I'll listen. I don't judge, and I'll be there for you in any way that I possibly can. Thanks for watching. Stay strong. Please share, please like. Thank you.